just finished filming another video that is coming up very soon, I think before this vlog, and it is on how to speed read. I have a really hard time DNFing any book, so it is really helpful to me that I just rushed through whatever book it is, and I get the closure as well, but also get to rage review some of the books that I read. I have to show you something that I thrifted. I got this thing, which is huge, and it is a weekly planner if you cannot read Swedish. I've been wanting to get something like this, but my options were a plastic board. I do not like to buy things that are made of plastic, and I didn't really need a huge planner, so I just decided not to buy it. But then I saw this beauty and I had to get it because it's amazing and it's glass. It has a little thing for the pens, but not the pens themselves, so I will have to buy a pen and an eraser for this. So let us hang this one. So I've been using my planner board for a while now, and I could not be happier with it. In just a few days, it just became this huge part of my life. I sometimes use the empty side of it to revise stuff, like for example Spanish, especially when it comes to verbs and conjugation. It has just been amazing because I'm also practicing spelling, etc. And although I'm still doing digital planning, I just love this so much more. Other than this change, I have done some smaller changes to my room, especially after that room makeover video. Let's just look. Everything else is pretty much the same. However, I got this IKEA shelf from my mom. She was not using it anymore. I recently bought this cute little thing. It just fits the form of this couch perfectly. And here I have my coasters that I'm extremely in love with, that I've shown actually in that room makeover video. I've got my headphone stand, these fine liners, and my Apple Pencil, and I love keeping it here because it just means never losing my Apple Pencil. So tomorrow, after getting my video out, I will focus on other things such as practicing or revising Spanish grammar and other things also. As I'm going to the Barbie movie on Wednesday, I will try to make sure that I balance my week out, and I recommend you do this as well. Especially if you have a planner like mine, you can put the puzzle pieces together, and personally, when I have 1 or 2 free days in my week, and if I am going to go out and have fun the entire day with my friends, then I switch things out, and my usual free day swaps with the whatever day that I'm going out. In this case, it is Wednesday. My outfit is ready. I have been waiting for months to see this Barbie live action, and it's going to be the special premiere, which is not the 21st but the 19th instead. And you know, the earlier the better, and we can be one of the first people to actually see the movie before everyone else. I will spend tomorrow editing and finishing up this one video and hopefully get it out. After filming this, I helped my mom prep dinner, and now I'm going to go eat dinner. I will wind down and read and relax this evening, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. So here I am in the bus. I could not film the entire getting ready process, but here are my accessories and my hair that I styled. So I take the bus to Uppsala, and my town is 65 kilometers away from it, and it takes around 1 hour and 15 minutes to get there.
You're so beautiful, but I look so dark. I think you are. Hello.
Hi again. I could not film that much in the cinema itself, but after watching the movie, my friends and I came to the English bookshop to browse. We took some pictures, and this is the kids section. And I love this bookshop so much because it's very cozy, very beautiful, and it has the best books ever. It is absolutely my favorite place to browse, and every time that I'm in Uppsala, I just make sure that I have one little trip to the English bookshop. Hi, today is Thursday, so I have some thoughts about the Barbie movie to share. And first off, it was amazingly fun. I sat through the entire thing and it felt like, 15 minutes, but it was actually the entire 2 hours almost. And it's just so entertaining. Actually, I was surprised to see kids, which, it's a Barbie movie, sure. But I was actually really surprised to see kids because it was not a children's movie at all. Because many of the jokes were just about feminism, the patriarchy, and all these kind of things, and like equality and power imbalance. And it's not things that kids will understand, and so it just becomes a bunch of colors and people doing random stuff. And I think the plot was amazing. I tried my best to go into this movie completely blind, and I think that was a really good decision because I only watched like half of the main trailer, and then I was like, no, I do not want to know more, and I just didn't expose myself to any kind of information about the movie or the plot of the movie. I shut down any kind of thoughts about the plot, and I just went in, sat there, and watched. Some things were too on the nose. Details like Barbie just floating down the dream house and not taking the stairs. It's because children never do that, right? They just take the doll and then put it wherever they want it to go. And that would have been an amazing detail if they didn't state it exactly as it is on the voiceover. The voiceover literally stated Barbie doesn't take the stairs or anything, she just floats down wherever she's supposed to go because no kids do this. And I thought that was not a good move because people aren't stupid. Just from the teaser, people could get many, many ideas about the film, and if they didn't expose it that much, it would have been more impressive. Because when I was sitting there, some things were just so incredibly smart. And while I was watching, I thought, yes, this is so smart and they did this so well. But in times where they stated the exact point or the exact allusion directly to the audience, I was like, you didn't need to state it because we understand, right? The average audience will understand what they're meaning to do, what they're alluding to. So I thought that was really unnecessary. And some parts of the script felt filler, and that is not a good sign. I was really expecting something more packed with plot, with allusions, with more satire, but it was actually really entertaining and I really liked it, especially the main plot that is with Ken. I love it so much. I've seen some critics review this movie saying, man-hating agenda. That is not the case. I can just assure you that this is not the case. The case here is that they are taking the way that women are viewed and perceived and their role in the real world, and they put it in the context of Barbie Land with Ken's. They just reverse the exact same thing. The voiceover once says they're just starting, but Ken's will also at some point have as much power as women do in the real life. So that was the point. It's not that they hate men or anything, but it's the reversed roles, and it's just satire. There's nothing man hating about that movie at all. And I loved seeing the woman who draws Barbie dolls for her daughter and plays with the dolls with her. And I could feel myself tear up while watching that because my mom also did that to me. She will draw Barbies for me, and it's just been a precious thing. And to see it there was like, I really relate to this. I've been waiting for this movie for months, and I planned everything, and I've been dreaming of going there and watching it with my friends. And it was the experience that I needed, and not everything has to be so serious, you know what I mean? And it can be witty and intelligent without poking it into your eyes. It was really the vibe for the summer, because if I sat down and watched Oppenheimer first, at least, it would have been, an existential crisis in the middle of July, and I'm so glad that I did not do that yet. And even if I do go and watch Oppenheimer, I can still keep my Barbie vibes going on. And I also had a Barbie box, and I took some pictures in it, but it was really crowded, so I couldn't get that many shots. But it was just so fun. In terms of directing, I thought that it was really well done, but could have been better. However, the directing was much better than the screenwriting. I thought it was a bit all over the place, at least in the middle of it. It felt like it was lost, and I think the audience could feel that. In the end, I do not think that children should be watching this movie, because probably they will enjoy it because of the colors and the vibes, but it's just not the target audience, I think. Of course, there will be a bunch of parents taking their children to the movie, and I think that the director and producers knew this, and that's why I think they wrote it in the way that they did. And some parts are just too silly, and I think that was the reason why, so that even if children come to see it, they will not leave it, empty-handed. And although I see the reason, and that the IP of Barbie is just children and mostly young girls, so I do see it, I do see the point, but it wasn't really the best, honestly. Yeah, so these are my thoughts about Barbie. In the end, the movie was enough, and I love the Ken-ry in it. So I'm giving it an 8 out of 10, and I think that is enough Ken puns for today. So let's talk about Tuesday and how that went. I was supposed to post my video that day, and I was like, okay, you're gonna be up at 4 p.m. And I was actually looking at the clock, and I was like, oh yeah, it's up now. And I usually just leave it as it is, and I try not to check anything, because I have very few views and it just doesn't sit right, So I was sure it was up, but then people texted me and they were like, where's the video? Because I had told them that it was going to be up at 4. So I go on my YouTube studio and I try to see what's going on, and I saw that it was scheduled for not Tuesday but for Wednesday. I changed the schedule to Tuesday again, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be uploaded soon, because it's been uploading since 11, and it should be just, visibility that's changing. No, it wasn't. So it wouldn't upload, and I tried to upload it again. So I thought, okay, whichever of the two uploads first, it's gonna stay. None of them got posted, and then I had to remove those. I deleted both of them, and then I uploaded it again, and it took a long while, but then it was finally uploaded at, I think it was like 7:30 or 8. I was so stressed, so I couldn't focus on anything. I think I'm going to go outside because it's very sunny and nice after a bunch of rain, and there is a bunch of rain coming up. So I do not want to waste this sunny day, and I'll go out, sit in the garden, and drink some tea alongside homemade cookies. So let's go and do that first, and then we're going to come back and work on that to-do list. Now it is time to go back to our tasks. In times like these, when I feel like my last few days haven't been structured and I feel like I'm losing track, I just do a quick to-do list where I state everything that I'm supposed to do and I try to order them in terms of urgency and then see if that order is working. If it's not, I will separately write the order beside every item, and I do this in bullet points. So I decided to do some planning and some work on my next video, which is not this one, but another one. I think this was a better start than sitting and studying because it was this training for me to start focusing on something after these 2 days of not doing much. I'm more now getting into the flow, and now that I'm done with this, I can go into studying. So afterwards, I went on to studying mathematics, and taking advantage of my gap year, I'm trying to change my view on learning and not relying on school to force me to learn something. And so I'm trying to pursue things that interest me and learn more about them by myself using the unlimited goods of the internet. So I just ate dinner and it is currently 8:40, and now I'm going to do some Spanish. And the way I go about this is that I revise grammar that I've done previously. I prioritize grammar a lot more than other parts of the language because I'm just a beginner, and getting through almost all of the grammar will help me a lot when I get into reading a bunch and listening and watching stuff a bunch, which I still do, but I do it pretty low effort, and I do not really, sit down and try to decode everything because it would put me in a miserable situation because I just don't know, and it would take so long for me to actually get through even like 5 minutes of whatever media. After this session of probably half an hour, I will end the day by reading. It is now time to leave Spanish alone, and I did pretty much what I wanted to do today, and just revising those conjugations, verbs, and stem changes, especially in present tense. And now I'm going to start past tense, and that's going to be not for today because it's late and I do not have any kind of motivation to go on. So last thing that I will do today is read. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I want to do more of these because I like documenting things in a digital diary. I like the idea that I might be someone's company right now, that someone is watching me while, I don't know, doing their thing or eating or whatever, and that just fills my heart with joy. So I want to do more of these while also doing educational videos.